Hi, welcome to the Bede Maths preview session. If you do have any questions that you would like to ask during this live broadcast of the session, there is a dialog box on the right hand side of your screen where if you were to type a question, that question will be then fed to me and I will answer those questions at the end of this session. My name is Stephen and I teach A-level maths and further maths here at Bede. I've been here at Bede for 4 years now and teaching 11 years in total. And throughout my teaching career, I've been teaching A-level maths, so I'm quite an experienced teacher now. The purpose of this session is basically to give you some information, a little bit of information about me, about the maths and further maths courses that we offer here at Bede, and then obviously if there's anything else that you need to ask, please do so. Just a little bit about me first. In terms of hobbies and interests, I'm a big sports fan. I love watching football. I'm a season ticket holder for Hartlepool United for my sins. I also enjoy tennis and American football as well, amongst many other sports. If there's live sport on TV, I will be probably watching it. I also enjoy music, not a talented musician whatsoever, cannot play any instruments, but I enjoy a lot of rock music, anything from acoustic to metal music really. What I'll do is I'll outline the content of the maths course and the different things that we've got for the A-level maths course first, and then I'll go on to talk about the further maths course as well. A-level maths is a very popular subject. It's one of the most popular subjects at Bede, and it goes with most subject combinations. Whether it be that you're interested in going in to do a STEM-related career, so you might do maths, physics, chemistry, or you might want to do something like maths, biology, psychology, but even things like maths, performing arts and health and social care I've had students do in the past, so it's really any kind of subject combination that goes with maths. It is a highly regarded A-level by universities because of the problem solving and logical thinking skills that you develop as the course progresses, so it's a very good A-level to have. It is a challenging A-level. It's a big step up from GCSE, but as long as you're willing to put hard work and effort in, then you can be very, very successful on this course. The A-level maths course is split into 3 main subject areas called pure, mechanics and statistics. The pure aspect of the course is the biggest part of the A-level. It's worth 2/3 of the overall qualification and basically covers a lot of the algebra work that you've done at GCSE but takes it a lot further. So things like quadratic equations and simultaneous equations, graph transformations, that kind of work, and we take that into a lot more detail. It also covers trigonometry, so your sine rule, cosine rule, area of a triangle, that work, we will go into a lot more detail with that as well. And we also will come across a new branch of mathematics called calculus. Now, some of you may have done the GCSE further maths and come across a topic called differentiation. That is part of calculus and is a major part of the A-level. Don't worry though if you haven't done the GCSE A-level, the GCSE further maths, because not all schools do it and it is not a prerequisite for this course. The mechanics aspect of the course is worth 1/6 of the overall grade, and it's to do with understanding the world around us. So looking at things like forces, motion, projectiles of objects, something called moments as well. So for example, I've got a little seesaw here, and in terms of moment forces, I might put one of these weights on the 4 point there, and to make this balance, what I would need to do is to put 2 weights on the 2, like so. So hopefully you can see, and that's something called moment force. Now things like why you would need to use moment force, things like hanging a door where you place the hinges, so make sure that the door doesn't kind of pull away from the wall. If you're putting a ladder against a wall, make sure that the ladder doesn't slip. That's why you would foot a ladder. So we do look at all these different types of things within mechanics. The final module that we do within the A-level maths course is statistics. Now that builds upon your knowledge of data analysis from GCSE, such as mean, median, mode, standard deviation, cumulative frequency, histograms, etc., and probability theory that you've already studied at GCSE. We will learn how to deal with a large data set which if you go into the working world, data is not all nicely presented like how we might get in questions. You have to go through, process the data, look for patterns, results, and make comparisons for yourselves. So you will develop those skills within the statistics part of the course. With the probability, we go further and we do something called hypothesis testing. So for example, it might be that you want to trial a new medication to see whether or not it improves the treatment for a particular illness. Quite an appropriate kind of thing at this moment in time. And basically what you'll do is you'll take a sample of results and you'll measure to see whether or not there has been an improvement within the successful treatment of patients. And we can make a statistical conclusion based on that. In terms of assessment, we would do AS and A level here at Bede. So at AS you will do 2 exams. One is a 2-hour pure exam, which is out of 100, and the other is a combined statistics and mechanics exam, which is out of 60 marks in total, 30 marks for mechanics and 30 marks for statistics, and that's a 75-minute exam. At A level, we do 3 2-hour exams. 2 of them are 2-hour pure papers, and the third one is a 2-hour statistics and mechanics combined paper. It's an hour on mechanics and an hour on statistics. We follow Excel. Other A-level qualification bodies do have a slightly different structure, but that's the way that our course works here. In terms of resources, we use a whole host of resources, be it online or physical resources. If I just kind of quickly show you here, for A-level maths, I've just got the first year books here, but we use the Pearson Excel textbooks, which are probably most akin to the actual A-level specification. We also have online versions of these textbooks as well. So if you are wanting to do any independent work in our LRC or at home, you will all get a student login for the online textbook, and you can access these textbooks whenever you want. In addition, we have a class set of these calculators here, which is the one that's recommended for A level, but I wouldn't rush to buy these before you start doing your A level maths. In the beginning of the course, the GCSE calculator that you've used will be absolutely fine, and if you do buy them from shops, these tend to retail at about £30, and we should be able to get them cheaper here at Bede. So don't kind of rush out to buy this calculator. We will help you and assist in getting the right calculator for you. We also have some graphical calculators in class as well, which you can again purchase these. These are a bit more expensive, but these are very, very useful in terms of understanding how graphs work and doing some investigative work within your studies. And we do use these calculators as much as we can. Other resources that we use websites called examsolutions.net. There's quite a lot of screencast videos on there which are very helpful, which my students have certainly found very helpful, as we've not been in college for the last few months, and a lot of their learning has taken place using that Exam Solutions website. We do have a variety of extracurricular activities that we do. We participate every year in the UKMT Senior Maths Challenge. We also have students who go to problem-solving sessions organised by the Advanced Maths Support Programme, AMSP. In addition, we have this academic year, unfortunately, they got cancelled because of lockdown, but we had arranged trips to Sunderland University to visit their engineering department, and also to Newcastle University to see about career progression of where an A-level in maths could take you. So we've got plenty of extracurricular things to do with the maths course. Before you do start studying A-level maths, hopefully here with us at Bede, there is a 4-week preparation booklet on our college website that I would strongly recommend that you have a look at and hopefully complete. It covers things like trigonometry, quadratic equations, simultaneous equations, including quadratic simultaneous equations, and other skills that you really need to be confident with from GCSE coming into the A level, because it is a fast-paced course. There is plenty of help and support here for you, but it is really important that we do hit the ground running when we begin in September. Okay, that is the A-level maths content done. What I will now do is move on to further maths, and then hopefully if you do have any questions at the end, you can ask those. To do further maths at A-level, you do not need to study the GCSE further maths. Again, because most schools don't actually offer that qualification, it would be unfair if we were to say that you can't do it because you haven't done this qualification, and with it not being your fault. If you have done it, brilliant, because you've got a flavour of matrices and some of the calculus work that I've already mentioned, and that will be a good foundation for you moving onto the course. But don't panic if you haven't; it's absolutely fine. We run the course as if students haven't studied those topics, because again, most people don't. One thing to really consider though is if you were to choose further maths, it is additional A level, so maths and further maths would take up 2 of your choices. But if you are considering on doing a maths degree or something that is very closely related to maths, some universities will require that you do A level maths, A level further maths. Not all, but some. Durham University, for example, because we offer A level further maths here at Bede Sixth Form, they will insist that you take A level further maths, because their viewpoint is if you want to study maths with them at Durham, then you should be taking as much maths as possible at college. Other universities such as Newcastle, on the other hand, don't require you to take A level further maths. But one thing I think would be very prudent for you to do over the summer, if you have an idea of universities or courses that you're looking at the moment, is just to do a little bit of research and just to see which universities do require you to take further maths if you want to study a maths degree, and which don't. Also, you might have to do some entrance exams to some universities. Oxford, Cambridge, Durham, Lancaster, Warwick, they all require you to do entrance exams to take maths and some other subjects at university. So again, the A-level further maths could be quite advantageous if you are looking to apply to one of those universities that do require you to take an entrance exam. It's not just a maths degree though where A-level further maths is desirable. Many universities have students who study either physics, engineering, chemistry, computer science and economics will have students who have studied A-level further maths because they link very nicely with those subjects. I know previously, a few years ago, there was a study done, and I think it was approximately 75% of computer science students, for example, had done at least AS level further maths. Now, you don't have to do further maths in order to study computer science at university, but the skills and the content that we cover in A level further maths does lend itself very nicely to those subject areas at university. In terms of the course content, the A-level further maths is split into 3 sections. We have core pure, further statistics and decision. In core pure, you'll study mostly algebraic topics, but they are different algebraic topics from what you've done in the ordinary A-level. It kind of assumes knowledge from the A-level maths and takes it further. These topics include matrices, which I've already mentioned, complex numbers and vectors at AS level. Some students we've had previously have taken just AS level further maths alongside their other A levels. That is something that if you were potentially interested in doing, you'd have to have a discussion with that at enrolment, because that's not our standard kind of policy. But we have had students previously who have done 4 AS levels and then gone on to do 3 A levels. But again, that's a discussion for enrolment. Vectors is quite important when it comes to if you were to do maybe 3D mapping on computing, looking at how to move shapes, and we also look at matrix transformations, which if any of you are interested in computer animation, being able to transform 3D shapes is a very, very useful thing to do mathematically. Core pure is where 50% of your overall grade. So it's kind of like a big, it's the main more significant part of the A-level further maths course. Further statistics, on the other hand, builds on the statistics work that we've done in the A-level, particularly the probability work, and takes that a lot further. We look at different probability distributions, and we also look at different types of testing as well. If some of you are going on to do A-level biology, in further maths we do something called a chi-squared test, which you'll do in A-level biology. It's not in the ordinary maths course, but it's something that's part of the further statistics option within further maths. This module is worth 25% of your overall grade, and the final module, decision maths, is also worth 25% of your overall grade. Now, decision is something completely different and new to probably all of you. It's kind of a mashup, really, of maths that links very nicely to computing and maths that links very nicely to business economics. The algorithms and solving network problems on graphs is very much the computing aspect of it. And if any of you are fans of the Big Bang Theory, there's an episode where it's called the friendship algorithm, where Sheldon comes up with an algorithm to try and make friends, and he follows through a flow chart just to kind of see, to basically come up with decisions and to try and help become friends with Kripke. That is an example of part of the algorithm stuff that we do in decision maths. The other side of it, where it links to business and economics, is when we look at critical path analysis and linear programming. The critical path analysis work, although it's got slightly different emphasis, is actually covered in the business studies A level. So there's actually a crossover with business studies there, and that's all about doing things in the most efficient order. So it might be looking at how to make a cup of tea, or if you're getting ready to go somewhere, what order do you have to do certain activities in order to do it in the minimum time possible. The linear program aspect looks at maybe if you're a business and you have a limited number of resources, and what is the way to either minimize your costs, maximize your profit, or effectively use time on whatever you're trying to produce. In terms of assessment for the further maths, we have 2 exams in first year, 2 100-minute exams. One of them is based purely on the core pure, and the other exam is split equally between further statistics and decision. And for the full A level in second year, you will do 4 separate 90-minute exams. 2 of those exams are based solely on core pure. One of those exams is based solely on further statistics, and the other exam is based solely on decision. Right, I think I've covered quite a lot there, and hopefully I've got some questions. If I haven't, that's okay. But that is me finished in terms of speaking to you about maths and further maths here at Bede.
No questions.
Okay, if there are no questions, then I look forward to seeing you in September.